Right, Mary.
Well, when I was a little girl, and my mother had hound dogs then, she was in the Blackcock Inn, and that was a sort of a meeting place for these dogs. But Distington used to have a lot of trails. There used to be trails all over the area. It was big. I mean, you could never get 4 trails at different spots. And you probably could get 4 at one spot. They used to start off with the old dogs, and then they used to go to what they called the maidens. That was a trail. If you hadn't won a trail, your dog could run in that. And then you know, the pups, and then you used to run one for the puppy maidens. That you got 4 trails in the day. And the good crowds there. Used to money for the hospitals and money for the old, money for all kinds of things. Different committees used to run the trails, and of course they always come to Mum to see what was going on.
You're going to tell me about the gypsies.
Well, they come from Ministry in Blackcock. The gypsies, if you've never, have you ever been down that way for a walk? Because you go down, you pass the houses, and then you go over the bridge on the back, and you can go right up around the pine for that way.
Beck Green.
But the Beck Green itself, where there is common land, belongs to the village, and they used to come down and stay as long as they liked. But when you see them, the clay fire, they used to make fires, and hedgehogs, I don't know, they don't know how to catch them because there isn't much on an hedgehog when you see it. They say it's beautiful. The prickles peel off. Like the morning to take it out of the fire. And then others used to go away to Cumbersdale Mills at Carlisle and buy their off pieces and this, that and the other. Come round and go around the village, and local and different villages. I'd say they'd make a bit of money there.
What were they selling?
These oddments, they used to, because everybody has done a lot of sewing, cushion covers and things like that, and the aprons, anything in cotton.
Ah, so like cotton and bits of lace and needles.
No, there was no lace or needles. No, it was just the bits of cotton.
The cotton material.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe you'd never get a bit about as big as that door for pence. I mean, like the circus. I mean, we'd man being in the pub, they'd bring a bit up, but yeah, that'll make you a cushion cover. You know, just. But they were kind gypsies, real gypsies, but kind. If you weren't well, there'd be asthma after you. And the beautiful caravans. They'd always a long end, they're all oblong like that way, and the bed up there, and all the brass, everything shining. But women went out working and selling the cottons just the same. And nothing bothered. In fact, one lady had a baby while they were on the green, and they came up for Mum. Well, there was no way that she was gonna, Mum saying there was no way she was gonna get to hospital or anything. But in them days, there used to be, next door neighbour was good at it, and it was quite legal, like, for you to bring the baby. And she brought that on in, and what they called it? That cock belonged to Matthew Brown. I must have called it Matthew Brown, and it's a miller.
Right, there seem to be a few people in the village from Ireland, as I gather, they're going back, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of them came over down labouring work, didn't they? Digging trenches and building and that sort of on the building sites and that sort of thing.
So my granddad was born really Irish born, Northern Ireland born, but my dad's father was a Scotsman. And I don't know if I should say this or not, but they were both Orangemen.
Oh yes. Yeah, quite a lot were lawns on this
And
side.
I can remember my mum had a pitch pine bedding chest with a drawer in the bottom, and when we were kids we used to ratchet in this drawer and get to think
See what was in.
and get
Regalia.
play out. And we used to get a good idea.
Get the regalia out, yeah.
And my dad's father, he was arrested at Clayton-Moor. Was on
Really?
Yes, they used to have one at Woking and all, didn't they?
Oh yeah, they still have an on.
They used to have one away, yeah.
They still have on
Yeah.
lodge as white as well.
Oh, yes,
Is it? Oh, I didn't know that.
No, yes, it's very,
I've seen the pictures of an orange.
Yeah.
orange parade.
Yeah.
So
Well, my mother was married in 1912 and there was tallback cottages then.
Then,
sort of one long street just with the
Yeah,
houses
with-
on one side, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yes, because there was the
And then the two the houses below me were built for gaffer
gaffers.
on furnaces.
are they a bit bigger, the houses?
They're not any bigger, but they're more modern than
Modern,
what you know.
Did they put bathrooms in for them?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I suppose they'd be the
But
sort
it
of...
was always about. I can always remember a bathroom in my house. Cause it was one with a wooden thing out, an old-fashioned enamel bath with a
Yeah.
with a.
All the bosses in the place had baths, didn't they, most of them? The pitmen bosses had baths in. But they had to boil the water in the pans.
Boil water in there?
In pans. There
Yeah.
was no hot water system.
No.
Right, so you had to pan it and pull it. But at least it was a bath, it wasn't
was
a
a
tin
bath.
bath. Yeah.
So, when I first went at Alton House, there was a wooden rail round bath. I got a new bath in 1937.
When you moved in, you got a new bath?
Well, yeah. Well.
So it was quite a big school then, was it?
There was 215 and 90 houses. It was big families, never mind big school. And there was a board up every day how many was off, how many was in and how many was off, and you were sitting shoulder to shoulder in these long 6 in the desk. And if you were left-handed, you had to start to write with your right hand because you would interrupt them. I was left-handed, and instead of putting us on the end, oh no, you're in the middle, so the fellow next door was digging me and I was digging him. So you had to go left-handed, you had to try to go right-handed. It was a struggle. But in the infant school, they were very good really. And I mean, boys were told to knit. They knitted slates and cranes, chalk. They knitted little pads for rubbing the...
Yeah.
You all had to do your own knitting. I mean, there was no difference between boys and girls. They were all made alike. But that was it. But it was I enjoyed school. I mean, certain things I suppose we would kick against then, but we had accepted it. But I always thought that they were training it to be obedient and do what you were told. That was the main... When I left school, I thought that was the main object there. They educated you well enough. The old-fashioned style, on a board and you read it, and you got homework at night and you had to do it and get on with it. But reading was one, I never liked reading. No. I had a good memory, but I never liked reading. And they used to say to us, if you tell me what's mine, I'll tell you the answer for you soon. I mean, that was the way you got... But if he give me a wrong answer, he got a walk. Yeah, because I'd already got one for not doing what I was told. But no, schools, there were disciplines was there. The threat was there if you didn't do what you needed to do. And if anybody got into trouble, the policeman would be at the school next morning. He was there to say you got what he was coming to chastise you. The headmaster done his work, and then when he went home, what he'd been doing. So you got another lot. I mean, this is what's lacking today. But you created a respect for people.
Yeah.
By that way. I mean, the headmaster used to blow a whistle at 10 to 9 every day, and we were about maybe 400 yards from school, but it would say, and if you didn't start the room and you blow that whistle, you were out. When you got in school, you were out. You had to be there at 5 to 9 in the yard. And, that was it. That was 10 to 9 was discipline. That was school start. Whistle.
Yeah.
To give you an idea, we've about 10 to 12 mile of footpaths at Distington, and it reaches right round. It goes as far as Mickleham on the shore, the Lauca side, and the other way up to Piker, Gilgarden and round. So we have a lot of footpaths. I would like to see more people interested in them because, say, the trouble is today there's too many cars. There's too many people riding in cars. I think they should, they should take the walking up. because it's interesting and it's a lovely day, especially with good weather. As I say, there's not a lot interested. It's a pity. Now, years ago, when I went to school, practically everybody walked, because there wasn't the cars then. The only cars there in Distington was the undertaker and the doctor, and then was the baby Austins, you know, them little cars then. That was the only two that had cars, so everybody's walking. But the miners, which went to Lauker and Piker Pit, I wasn't alive then because I'm 77 years of age. I'll be 78 this November. But I can't remember Piker Pit. But these footpaths, a lot of them was for a shortcut to the pits. And same at Lauker, the pits there. And there was Micklin Brickworks. So a lot of them, these footpaths, I suppose, they come by the way of that when they're going to work. So what we done, we put in for a funding to get the stiles, because the stiles were, a lot of them was in bad repair. So we got the funding from Groundwork Trust. Well, they got the funding for us. We applied to them, and they put stiles on nearly all our footpaths. Made a good job. But recently we've over to what we call the Lime Road, going over to Harrington Way. That's a footpath. We got some what we call kissing gates, because the others were rotten, you know, they were rotten, and there were them tripod styles, you know, they were awkward. People couldn't step up them and that. So we got these kissing gates which open out, you know, and they're a lot better and they're big improvement. So we got four new ones put there 2 years ago. And everybody says how good they are. Because you haven't to climb over them, you just walk through them, which is good. And that's why I got interested, because I could see we're going to lose some of them. And what we do, we walk as many as we possibly can, you know, all through the summer, every Sunday. So I would like anybody that's interested to come along. We set off at Myers and Bowman's old garage, that's south end, sorry. And we set off there at 2 o'clock every Sunday. So I'd like people to come and they would enjoy it. Well, we generally take something to eat, because you know it's a bit too much for some people. And anyway, we don't rush.